Hello, everybody. Welcome to my live video. Today, we are talking about 3 reasons why therapists need an emergency fund. 3 reasons. And I'm really excited about the topic today. And first of all, welcome to September. Okay. It is fall. I don't care what date it actually starts on the calendar. When you live in the South like me, like it was like 65 degrees this morning and it was so good. No humidity and all the feels, right? Football season kicked off last night. Arkansas Razorbacks play tomorrow. I am an Arkansas Razorback basketball fan. Let me be clear. Basketball, track, baseball, softball, like all the other sports. But that Arkansas football, it's y'all pray, okay? Because it doesn't look well. But I am a fan of our school. And so I'm really excited for all the games this weekend. I know people are going to be out tailgating and just doing all the things. And as you should, like it is the season and we are excited. So let's talk about it. Let me introduce myself. I know many of you guys are new and you're like, who is this person? Like someone told you about me. So I'm Cameisha Brewer Dickerson. I'm an LPC, practice here in the state of Arkansas. I am a business coach for new therapists. So I teach new therapists how to set up, structure, and market their private practice in just 60 days. And I teach you how to do that without relying on directories or paid ads. I have never ran a paid ad in my life. I'm not against them, but I do know that when you are in the initial phases of building a private practice, you don't need ads and you don't really need a directory to build a practice and fill a caseload. So I serve therapists through my signature 8-week program called Private Practice Ready. And if you are an established therapist, we have other ways I can help you as well. So for established therapists, I help you guys to monetize your skill sets, right? Monetize your skill sets, package your expertise, protect the income that you've created, and build a private practice in a way that takes care of you long term, right? And I feel like that's a gap in the industry. And that's part of why we're having the conversation about therapists having an emergency fund, because honestly, let's just get into it. Okay. So I don't really care about all of the therapists who are bragging about being private pay only and having a six-figure solo practice and doing all the things, because it sounds good, but I also know, because I coach these type of therapists, just because you're making six figures doesn't mean that you are financially secure. It doesn't mean that your practice is foolproof. It doesn't mean you have an emergency fund. There are therapists who make six figures, which isn't hard to do. I told y'all the difference between 5 and 6 figures is only $1. But there are therapists who consistently make six figures and high six figures, and they don't have $1,000 put to the side for emergencies because they haven't learned how to budget and they haven't learned how to live within their means. And so I feel like, as a business coach and a mentor, that is one of the foundational just pillars to building a good business, is being able to have extra things in place if you need cash reserves, and have extra things in place. So if your business has an emergency, you're covered. You can still pay all your bills, like your subscriptions for your software. You can still pay your team if you have that. You can pay for your directories, like whatever is coming in or going out. You can cover those things, but you can also pay yourself. And so, module 2 of my entry level program, Private Practice Ready, we talk about numbers and budgeting. I care about SEO, but I don't live or die by SEO, because it's not everything in a private practice. And there's some people online that will tell you guys, it's SEO or die. Like, you're not going to make it, you're not going to be successful. It's not true. It just depends on how you have structured your private practice and if you are profitable in what you have built, right? And I'm in the business of helping therapists be profitable, because I know that the work we do, it's exhausting. It can be mentally draining, and there are days that it's just hard, right? And I talk about, my journey with anxiety on the CEO Clinician podcast, if you haven't heard it, but go check out some episodes of that. But it is an ongoing process. And so on some days where I don't feel like working, then I just block off my schedule and I don't have to be like, oh my God, how are we going to pay a bill? It doesn't matter. It's already been taken care of because we have built an emergency fund. Now, let me tell you these 3 reasons, because I know this is what y'all came for. 3 reasons why therapists need an emergency fund. Number one, people no show and they cancel and they reschedule. And on weekends like this weekend, when it's a holiday weekend or it's a big game or a Beyonce concert, whatever, people ain't showing up, right? They're not coming to therapy if they have other things already on their agenda and they have other things already on their plate. Therefore, you cannot live or die by somebody else's decisions of what they want to do in their life, okay? So we can offset that if we have enough clients on the caseload. So you always need to have a couple flex spots in a week. Like the weeks that I make it to the end and nobody cancels or reschedules, it's great. But I'm in a different position. I've been in private practice. I'm on year 5 at this point, and I only work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays because I don't need to work more than 3 days. And if you've got your business structured right, you can always have some flex spots and some wiggle room because somebody's going to cancel. But as far as you being able to take care of your household and your family, that cannot be based on someone else's behaviors and based on what someone else decides to do with their time. And if you're live and die by someone else's decisions, you need a stronger business model. And that's what I help therapists to do. So, one of the things that helps with no shows and cancellations, especially for new clients, is having a good sales process, right? And a consultation script. So I see a lot of therapists struggling to convert clients. And when I say convert clients, meaning, okay, they found you online, they Googled you, or they found your directory, whatever you're using. Directories aren't terrible, but they can't be the only touch point in your marketing plan. But however someone finds you, they reach out to you, they submit an inquiry, or they call you, you need to have a script for how you navigate the conversation that lets that client know, hey, yeah, I'm your person, right? And so if you can get them to say yes and get them scheduled and get them fully onboarded, then yes, that's going to help you build your emergency fund because now they're excited, you're excited, they're a good fit. And if they're not, you already need to have a referral source mapped out for this type of client who would be a better fit for them. That's integrity. If they're outside of your scope, don't take them, right? Don't stretch yourself because you need the money. But having clients get on your caseload consistently and confidently will give you the breathing room that you need for an emergency fund. So number one, people no show and they cancel and they reschedule. And that's why you need an emergency fund for when those times happen. Now, number two, you may get tired. Believe it or not, I know some of y'all think that just because you work out and you take your vitamins and you're hydrated and you sleep well, that you won't get tired. You will absolutely get tired. I cannot tell you about how many times I have experienced burnout and compassion fatigue, even to the point where I cut down how many days I worked, which is why I only work 3 days. I know me better than anybody else besides Jesus. And I know that I get tired. I'm introverted. And so after a couple of days of talking to people, I'm like, whoo, bruh, like I'm done, right? I'm all tapped out. I don't have another listening ear. I always have compassion for people, but sometimes I don't have energy to hear the heaviness of what they're struggling with. So I protect my calendar. Now, when I need extra protection, so like if we are in a transitional season of life for my family or something else that we're doing personally or something that's happening with my body, if my body decides to be weird and act a little wonky, whatever, I have to make sure that I can protect my calendar, but I need to make sure there's still money coming in. So this is the benefit of creating multiple streams of income. And those of you that are like, oh, I want passive income, I want passive income. There is nothing passive about passive income. It is super active up front, and then it becomes less work on the back end. It's not ever just a, ooh, I make money in my sleep. I make money in my sleep because 6 months ago I was staying up late hours, early mornings to make the money. And now I'm just making money off the work I put in 6 months ago. That's what passive income is. So I want to be very clear about what that is and how that works. But you may need a break. Okay. You're not a robot. You're going to need some rest. So when that happens, you need to already have an emergency fund. And I teach the therapists who are in our programs, Private Practice Ready, the Vault Group Coaching Program, which starts next month, and my VIP clients, like you need to build your own PTO bank. So a lot of therapists, they are so scared to leave their agency and transition into private practice because they feel like, oh, what if I need to take off? How am I going to make money? You build your own PTO bank every month, every week, and you contribute to it and you put it in the type of investment account that's going to grow and help you to make more money and gain interest, like however you and your financial advisor decide to work that out. But you do all of those things and then you take a breath and you rest and you get what you need because you are going to need a break. So that's number two. Number three, life happens. Life be lifing. I don't know why. I don't know how. I wish it didn't life so much. I wish we got more breaks between hiccups and challenges and struggles. Like I wish that happened, but it doesn't. So sometimes it's your car, right? Whenever you get to the end of paying off your car and you only got a couple more payments and the warranty is about to expire, that's when your car decides to get sick, right? And it's like coughing, runny nose, like your car is having a whole moment then yeah, that's when you need your emergency fund. You may get a leak or you need to buy a new refrigerator at your house. That's when you need your emergency fund. And sometimes you may have to travel. There may be a shortage of diapers and formula. We saw this toilet paper during the pandemic. Like it may be something where it's an emergency and like you were not expecting it. It's an unexpected expense. And for therapists, if you're going to be in private practice full time, we need a little bit more cushion, right? So the financial gurus, they absolutely recommend 90 days of basic living expenses. Let me tell you something. Netflix is not a basic living expense. That's a luxury, okay? So, and I'm not against Netflix. I love a good show. I'm about to binge what's coming on Virgin River. Steel Magnolias. I watch all the fun, feel good kind of shows. But if push came to shove and it's an emergency, Netflix is out. We're not watching that. Cable. I gotta have internet because that's how we work. I work from home, but I'm not doing that. So you get to really decrease your expenses and get down to the bare minimum. So when you get down to bare minimum expenses, what is that number? What is that amount? That's what you need to have in your emergency fund for at least 3 months. We shooting for 6, that would be perfect, but you need 3 months to be able to recover and to buy yourself some time. And for the therapists that are going to be in the Vault Group coaching program, we're going to teach you some more advanced strategies for how to protect your income and how to protect your paycheck, because as a therapist, you need that. Nobody's coming to give you time off and pay you just because you're tired and you need it. So you have to create that on your own. I think that's just a part of being an entrepreneur and being smart. Like you're not going to have the same type of securities that you would have through your agency, but it doesn't mean you can't have them. It just means you have to create it on your own. And that's what we do. So creating income is not hard. Creating additional income is not hard, but you got to put in some work and make sure you have a strategy that you can follow that makes sense. So if you listen to this video like, Cameisha, yeah, this sounds good. I know I need an emergency fund, but I can't get an emergency fund because I don't have enough money. So what is the solution? I'm a CBT therapist, and we want to practice some reframing right here. But the solution to that is to go make more money. And if you're like, well, I don't know how to make more money, that's where you need to invest in yourself and get some coaching, mentorship. Online courses work. It depends on who you get it from. Like everybody's marketing strategies out here, they all work, but you got to figure out what's going to work for you. And you got to figure out like how you can build an emergency fund that will serve you and that will serve your clients. Yo, when I got my first set of an emergency fund, my first little cushion, I can't tell you how good I felt and how much better I slept at night knowing that if something happened, it was cool because I could look in the account and say, "Ooh, I got emergency money. We're okay." Now, I'm a believer, right? I'm a Christian. I trust God with my life, and He's always taking care of me, even during the seasons where it was really hard. But yes, I'm prayerful. Yes, I'm trusting God, but I'm also asking God for ways I can increase the amount of money that I'm making so I can put it to the side for an emergency. So, like, I'm not rich by any means, but we got a little bit of a cushion. So, if something happens and we need to buy a new set of tires or get a tooth pulled, like, it's not an emergency. And I saw some research online that said like 60% of Americans could not afford a $1,000 emergency. 60%, and just straight cash just sitting in the account, $1,000 could not afford that. And it makes me sad because I know as therapists you guys make great money, but just because you make great money doesn't mean you're making wise financial decisions, and that's what's going to help you to create the cushion that you need. So if you're like, Cameisha, yeah, I don't know how to do this, forget the emergency fund, Cameisha. I am the emergency. The emergency is me, and I need help. We got a couple options to be able to support you in building your practice, building your caseload, so you can start building your emergency fund. And the first option, if you're a brand new therapist, is to come to the 3-day challenge that we're doing September 18th through the 20th. It's going to be really good. We're so excited. Just as a heads up, this may be the last time you guys get to work with me one on one this year at the current price point. So if that's something you've been interested in, is working with me for 8 weeks through Private Practice Ready, you need to make a decision, and you can get your spot early. Just let me know and we'll start in September. But you need to be thinking about that. And those of you that are established, send me a DM and let's talk about getting you in the Vault Group coaching program so we can create your signature offer. We can help you monetize your skill set. We can help you package everything. We can help you launch it. Some of you may need a VIP day. So if you already have an offer, you're like, hey, I've got it created, but I don't know what to do next, then yeah, we can look at a VIP day option for you. So send me a DM. Let me know your thoughts. But I also want to hear about whether or not you're committed to building an emergency fund. It's September 1st. We got a little over 90 days for the rest of the year. It's a great time to start building that emergency fund. I don't care if you got to move $5 to the side every week. Do it and build your emergency fund so you can experience freedom and a cushion for building your practice. And you get to relax a little bit knowing that you've got some money put to the side in case there is an emergency. So I hope today's training was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Send me a DM. Make sure you grab your spot and register for the challenge. We put the link in the description of this video, and I will see you guys next time.